In a time of darkness, when hope had almost disappeared, when God's people felt abandoned, broken, and forgotten, there was a prophet named Ezekiel. Far away from home, among the captives in Babylon, Ezekiel carried the heavy burden of witnessing Israel's pain. Jerusalem had fallen. The temple was destroyed. Families were scattered, and the people believed their story was over. But when humanity sees an ending, God sees the beginning of restoration. One day, the power of the Lord came upon Ezekiel. Suddenly, everything around him changed. The Spirit of God carried him away into a strange and terrifying place. A valley, not filled with life, not filled with trees or rivers, but filled with bones. Dry bones. Bones scattered everywhere across the ground. Silent, lifeless, forgotten. The sun beat down upon them, revealing just how dead they truly were. These bones had been there for a very long time. No flesh, no breath, no movement, only death. Ezekiel walked slowly through the valley, surrounded by endless remains. Every step reminded him of hopelessness. Every bone represented broken dreams, lost faith, and a nation that believed God had abandoned them forever. Then the voice of God broke the silence. "Son of man, can these bones live?" Ezekiel looked across the valley. Human eyes saw impossibility. Human logic saw no future. But Ezekiel had learned something important. What is impossible for man is never impossible for God. So he answered carefully, "O sovereign Lord, you alone know." Then God spoke again. "Prophesy to these bones." Imagine that moment. God was asking a man to preach to bones. Not to crowds, not to kings, not to armies, to dry bones. Because God doesn't need a perfect situation to perform a miracle. He only needs obedience. So Ezekiel obeyed. With faith trembling inside him, he lifted his voice over the valley. "Dry bones, hear the word of the Lord." The valley remained silent for a moment. Then suddenly, a rattling sound echoed through the air. Tiny movements began across the ground. Bones started shaking. The valley that had been completely still suddenly exploded with motion. Bones moved toward other bones. Skulls rolled across the earth. Ribs connected to spines. Arms joined shoulders. Feet connected to legs. Every scattered piece began coming together exactly as God intended. The impossible was happening before Ezekiel's eyes. The dead were being rebuilt. Then muscles formed upon the skeletons. Tendons wrapped around the bones. Flesh covered their bodies. Skin stretched over them completely. An entire army now stood in the valley. But there was still one problem. They had no breath. They looked alive, but they were still empty inside. Then God spoke once more. "Prophesy to the breath. Call the wind from the four corners of the earth." So Ezekiel cried out again with boldness, "Come, breath, and breathe into these slain, that they may live." And then it happened. The breath of God entered them. Chest after chest began to rise. Eyes opened. Hearts beat again. The army stood to its feet fully alive. What was once a valley of death had become a multitude of living people. An exceeding great army. Can you imagine Ezekiel standing there in awe? Moments earlier, he had been surrounded by death. Now he was witnessing resurrection power with his own eyes. Then God revealed the meaning of the vision. "These bones are the whole house of Israel." The people had been saying, "Our bones are dried up. Our hope is gone. We are cut off." Israel believed their future was dead. But God declared something greater. "I will open your graves. I will bring you back to your land. And you will know that I am the Lord." This vision was never just about bones. It was about hope. It was about restoration. It was about a God who specializes in bringing dead things back to life. Because sometimes we all experience valleys of dry bones. Moments when dreams die. Moments when prayers seem unanswered. Moments when faith grows weak. Sometimes families feel like dry bones. Sometimes hearts feel like dry bones. Sometimes entire lives feel shattered beyond repair. But the story of Ezekiel reminds us of this truth. God still brings life to dead places. He still restores broken people. He still speaks hope into hopeless situations. The same God who rebuilt those bones can rebuild a broken heart. The same God who breathed life into that army can breathe strength into weary souls today. No valley is too dark for him. No situation is too far gone. No life is beyond his power. And maybe that's why this vision still speaks so powerfully thousands of years later. Because deep inside, humanity longs to believe that dead things can live again. That pain is not the end. That failure is not final. That God still performs miracles in impossible places. Imagine the sound of those bones rattling together. Imagine the wind rushing through the valley. Imagine thousands standing alive where death once ruled. That is the power of God. He takes what is empty and fills it. He takes what is broken and restores it. He takes what is dead and resurrects it. So if you ever find yourself standing in a valley of despair, remember Ezekiel. Remember the dry bones. And remember this: as long as God still speaks, hope is never truly lost.